Well, we're here at Biker Gear on South Campbell with Adam, and welcome to Springfield, Adam.
Thank you so much. Yeah, honored to be here.
Well, tell us a little bit about your ride.
Well, it's ScootinAmerica, and what it is it's the travels of my dog Scooter and I across America, breaking a couple Guinness Book World Records. One is the most miles in one country on a single trip, and the second is the world's longest charity ride, where I donate all the money I raise on my trip to children who've lost their parents in active duty.
That's wonderful. How did you decide for that kind of a charity, your theme?
Well, you know, I knew I wanted to be military. I had never served in the military. You know, I have a saying that says if you never served in your military, find time to serve those who have. And that's what we're doing. We're serving the men and women who give us the freedom to ride these beautiful roads.
Well, and speaking of riding the roads, besides the weather, what kind of things have you encountered being a rider versus a driver?
Well, you know, it's almost hard to compare being a rider versus a driver at this point because it's been so long since I've been a driver. I've been riding my bike for 2 years straight. But, you know, to tell you that, you know, it's dangerous out there. I mean, there's definitely a lack of awareness and watching for motorcycles and a lot of distractions, I think, for drivers these days. And it just makes you have to be that much more alert.
What would you say to drivers, those that have never been on the road on a bike? What would you like them to know, to look out for, to do for riders?
Well, I mean, I think just, you know, scanning and watching the road and looking around, you know, we as riders have a much smaller footprint. So, you know, you can't just glance over and trust your peripheral vision before you change a lane. You need to get a good solid look at where you're going and what's behind you before you take that lane, because peripheral glance, you know, there's a good chance you're not going to see me out there.
Well, and how many miles have you gone so far?
Well, this trip, since I left, I've done about 65,000 miles.
And over 65,000 miles, have you had any near misses?
No incidences, lots of near misses. So luckily I was attentive enough and in a position where I was able to escape, if you will, for lack of a better word. But yeah, I mean, you know, I've had people coming over me. You know, I went up along one guy, he was sitting there reading a novel. He had a novel open on his steering wheel and he was driving down the road and he had cut me off, and I came up alongside of him like, "You're reading a novel, bro."
On the highway?
On the interstate, yeah. Yeah, you just, you know, and people are out there driving tired and sometimes, you know, driving maybe vehicles that are a little bit big for them if they don't have the mobility in their neck. If they're maybe a little bit older, they've got big vehicles with big blind spots, and they're not able to check those blind spots efficiently. It's just something you got to pay attention to.
And this is what, mostly in broad daylight?
Yeah, I would say 75% of my riding in broad daylight. So yeah, I would say most of it is in broad daylight. Sometimes, you know, my biggest incident with a semi was right at dawn. Morning was coming. He must have been driving through the night, I would assume. And he ran me into the shoulder, but we were able to keep it up and get out of it safe. So.
Well, that's great. Other than like when you're in town, when you're out on the road, are you riding with anybody else, or is this strictly solo?
No, people are welcome to join me anytime they want. So I often have bikes with me, riding with me. Right now I got a guy named the Judge riding with me. This will be his 6th week he's ridden with me. But you know, there's plenty of times where I do weeks straight by myself. So it's just you know, kind of hit and miss.
Well, on behalf of my firm, I would like to make a contribution to your effort.
Oh man,
you've been
that was unexpected.
Doing a great job.
You tricked me.
Well, I didn't want to tell you ahead of time.
$500, man. That is too kind of you.
Well, it's very nice.
So much.
You're doing a great job.
Yes, sir.
Bringing awareness to safety, to your whole mission, to the veterans, and all of our military. And I wish you just the safest of rides every mile for all the rest.
Yes, sir. Now, if I'm not in Missouri, can I still call you if I got a problem?
You absolutely can.
All right, man.
I hope you don't ever need to.
I hope so too.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Take care.
Yes,
Best
sir.
wishes.